Hi, and welcome to Anthony's Amazing World, where me and Isaac here are going to put the transmission back in the 2009 smart car. We'll see if we can get her lined up, start putting the bolts back in. Easy part. Go ahead and jack it up. Okay, right there. A little more. Right there, stop. Okay. I think it's kind of in position, but this stuff is in the way right here. Oh. Yeah. Should have took this all off. Go ahead and pause the video for a moment. Okay, I moved some of the gear off of the transmission uh, jack here so I can get this better lined up. Okay, let's see if we can get it up in there. There. Okay, jack it up a little. Yep, right there. Okay, I think it's in place. You got those 3 bolts? Let's start with these bolts by the starter. There we go. One. Second one. And the third one started. Make sure it's in there. Yeah. Yeah. Everything looks golden from there. All right, Isaac. Want to go ahead and tighten those in? Just do it until it does the first click, you know what I mean? There you go. Because we'll go back over. I want to get all the other bolts in.
Where's the other one? The other one's all the way up here?
Yeah, you see it?
Oh my god.
Then we got to figure out some of the other bolts. Got 2 on this side. There's 1, 2, I believe, up there on that side. Need a flashlight?
No, I just need this little thing out of the way.
Get an extension.
I got it right here.
All right. We got that top one too. I forgot about. That's good. As long as you get it started. Yeah.
A little bit more.
No, you're good. Let's leave it for right now until we get the rest of it. I mean, everything else should line up, but I just like to do all the bolts before I tighten them.
Okay.
So we'll figure out what bolts we need next. Okay, now we gotta put in a bolt right above the starter. You can see right where my finger is. That's the hole, and it's a long one. I'm gonna put a long one in there. Out of the bolts we got left, we only got 4. So here's our long one. Go ahead and stick that up in there. Do you have the bit for them?
Yeah, I was about to
The
ask.
bigger one?
Like bigger bit?
I think it is the big one.
Yeah.
Second biggest one.
Yeah.
You might want an extension.
For on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just put it on straight. A little extension. Yeah.
Okay.
3-inch.
3-inch.
Just so you know. There we go. Easy as cake.
You wanted this back?
That one's going to go on the top. So we're going to just put it aside for now. And I'm going to switch over to the other side. All right, Isaac's going to go ahead and do this side, which long one's on the bottom and the short one's on the top. Perfect. Swivel. Yep, sometimes you just can't get in there straight. Excellent. Now we'll go ahead and drop this thing. I want to also mention these 2 on the driver's side that mount to like the exhaust and whatnot. You need to put in and tighten up, so don't forget those. Now we're going to go ahead and drop it and put the driver's side motor mount on. And I think we're going to call it a day because it's Sunday. I don't want to be working all day. All right. Now we're going to put on the shifting cable, which is right here. And we want to put a little, let me see that assembly lube. Yeah, let's put a little bit of dab in here. We're just going to pop it on. Should pop it right on. There we go. Easy as pie. And this will go here in our motor mount. Little bolt.
Little bolt?
Yeah, the little bolt. No.
Nope.
This one.
Okay.
Single last little bolt. That's a tiny guy.
A tiny little dude.
Is that the right tiny guy?
Yeah.
Looks a little loose.
Well, maybe a smaller guy.
Yeah, I think it's the smaller one. Yeah. Might need a swivel.
Swell.
I might. I'm not certain. Ooh, barely, dude. Look at that, barely. That'll do it. Now we need the motor mount. Motor mount.
Motor. Oh.
That's a start. There we go. That looks like a motor mount. And our 3 bolts right there. Big bad boys. We're going to pull this back a little bit. A little bit. There we go. This was not going in as smoothly. There, up a little more. There we go. Gotta get at the right angle of the dangle. Nuts. These guys. These ones look like they're 17s or 18s. That should be enough. And we need our big one. Go ahead and pause for a moment. Go for it, Isaac. Just a little. Hit it.
Hit it?
Yeah, hit that one. There you go. Good. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go back over them by hand with the torque.
Mhm.
Not just a long breaker bar. I mean. Yeah, those are the ones that it gets stuck on. There you go. You can always give it a little tap with it, like another socket.
Mhm.
When you give it an impact, sometimes it loosens things up and it'll come apart. Excellent.
I got it.
think we'll call it a day until next week or something. All right, now I got this bolt that's right underneath the carburetor, my last bolt here. Go. Get that impact in there. Ooh. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen. There we go. Voila. She's in. I gotta give her maybe a little torque with the breaker bar. And that should be good. Now I'll put this thing up in the air and see about buttoning up the bottom there. Okay, now I'm just gonna make sure my electrical is all in its right position. And make sure these clips are clipped on to the position right there, and then there's another one right back there. This last one kind of goes right about there. There we go. Right about there. Put that one in first since it's real easy. Everything can be connected fairly up real easy like so. Here. There. Everything's clipped in there. Finish up the back and move forward. Right. This sucker right in there. This one's a little tough. There we go. Right. Put this guy in. Okay, before I continue, I'm gonna go ahead and use my breaker bar to tighten that main bolt up there. And then the two right here. There's one right there and one right there. I'll make sure those are nice and tight before I move on and can't get into those areas, especially that one. Go and put the starter in. Might be a little hard to get up top. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then I'll move forward with putting the clutch actuator in and the starter. Okay. Got my socket up in there, extension. Just gonna give it a little there. That's all I needed. Just to make sure. Always double check. I'll go ahead and do the other side real quick. Oh, that was pretty loose. That's why you always double check. Breaker bar. And this one's a little hard to get to. It's like I have to use a swivel. There we go. Just enough. I'll call that good. Okay, now we're going to put in the starter here. 2 bolts on the nut and one connection, one electrical connection. All right. Oh, too far there. All right, there's one. The other one on top. It's a little hard to get to. All right. I believe that one's. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Here we go. Go ahead and torque them down with my little breaker bar. To make sure and double check. Yep. So a 3-inch and a 6-inch extension will help you here. That one's solid. All right. Put ground on, I believe. There we go. And our electrical connection. Go. Now we'll move on to the clutch actuator. Okay. Go ahead and put this clutch actuator in, which I'm going to use the existing uh, area where they were put in. There's a little area where you noticed where they were before. So that's what I'm going to do. Put it right back in its same position. Go ahead and connect the connection here. Alright. Go ahead and put my bottom ones in first. There. Gotta leave them loose so I can line everything up first. Alright. And the last one should be right here. No! Never fails. We leave the gate open. People always want something. Oh no! That's not good. Oh man, broke a bolt. It's turned into a little bit bigger project now. And somehow extract that bolt out. Crap! Alright, I have to take a pause, figure something out. Seems like, okay, it seems like I might have become real lucky. It's nice when they do break off like this. At least you have something to hold on to. And maybe you can move it like so. Because then you don't have to drill into it and tap and die. All that noise. But yeah. Now all I gotta do is just go find some bolts or a new bolt. Not too bad. I thought it was worse. I was gonna have to drill into the center and then tap it out. But there it is. Just need to find some bolts and I'll move on. Okay, round two. I got some bolts. They're not exactly the same head. They're 8mm instead of the Tex screws or Tex bolts. So hopefully these will do just fine. Had them from other jobs. Found them in my pop's stash spot. I'll go ahead and put this here. Looks like they're working. I'm just going to be gentle this time. Just there we go. Gotta be gentle because that will happen if you don't. There we go. And our last one. Go. Looks like it needs to go over just a smidge. Go. Now I'll gently give it a snug with the little breaker bar. Alright, found my adapter. Should be a good snug there. Bottom. Alright. That's good. I'll leave that. And now we get to do the CV axles, I believe. We've set up for that. Okay, we'll see if we can get the CV axles in now. Go ahead and put the driver's side in. I'm gonna need to get a hammer, give it a little tap, tap. Okay, we're gonna try again. I got some assembly lube too. Put a little bit on here, CV end. I got a rubber mallet. Let's see if we get it to go in there. There we go. Stick my finger in the other end and it moves, so pretty sure we're good there. The tricky part's gonna be get it in the hub. Oh, there we go. Well, it's in position. Try the other side now. Get that in position. Put some lube on this end. All right. Give her a little tap. There. And I am also going to put some lube on these splines here. Get that there. Put some on the end here. Make sure it slips in nice and easy. Okay. Well, okay. Round two. Found the best way of doing this. And of course, this is my own vehicle, but if it was somebody else's vehicle, I'd take this bottom uh, splash shield off because it seems that I've cracked it a little bit, but that's okay for me. I'll end up replacing it with a metal one later on down the road. But anyways, get this down far enough and over. Get it like this. That's pretty much in position right here. And I got a jack. I'm going to put under this side. Go ahead and jack it up. Now at least it's kind of in position. Then try to slip the CB axle in. Oh. There. There we go. And then get your bolt ready. Then all you got to do is tighten her up a little bit. Keep your CB axle in place. that should do it for this side. Now we'll try the other side because it's drooping down. I might have a chance in sticking this side in. Ooh. This is the tricky part. I don't know if I can get it over here more. Let's see if I can drop this side a little. All right. Almost. There we go. Yeah. That'll be the tricky part. All right. I'll go ahead and let this side down. Seems to be staying in place. There we go. So always the tricky part is lining up the spines. Gotta get my bolt ready too. Here we go. There we go. Use your bolt real quick. It stays in those splines. And I'm gonna put Loctite on these later. I don't want to get it on the ground or get the shocks, back on. Shocks and struts. Now it's in position though. And I can get set up for the next part. Okay, I got my two jacks set up, two poles. I'm gonna go ahead and put my coilovers in and then slowly jack up the back there to line my my struts. So we'll go ahead and throw these in. One right here. Oh, I'll let this one down. Oh, okay. That one's pretty much in position. That one there. Push this over. Go. That one. And both at the same time here. See if I'm close. Got about a couple more inches. Yeah, I had to reposition this one because it was like it was gonna fall out or something. Anyways, I think I could get this in here. See if I can get a side started. This one looks like it's pretty close. It's actually right in the right position. Thought it was. Maybe up a little. There we go. There's one side. Lines up. Almost. Get it there. Almost. It's really close. There we go. Now I need to line these guys up. One on each side. So I was right that this thing goes on the outside. Okay, there we go. There. Success. Put our nut on the back. Now I got both sides pretty much done here. Just tighten these bad boys up. Put the wheels on. I still have to fill up the transmission. There we go. That one. And that one. There we go. That was a bit of a fight right there, a struggle. Should be able to let this one down. And there we go. Go on to the next task of filling up the transmission, I think with 3 quarts of 75 to 90 gear oil. They say not automatic transmission fluid. It's more for like a manual transmission fluid that you're gonna replace in it. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of that and put that in there. Then get the wheels on and plug in the battery and see what happens. Which that I will do on the next episode. I will be going through and plugging in a iCarSoft OBD reader and relearning the clutch actuator. Then going for a test run. See if everything is smooth. So I think that'll be it for this episode. Okay, that's pretty much it for this episode. I can button up the rest of this stuff off camera. I'm sure nobody wants to see that. It's kind of boring. Putting on the wheels and putting the air cleaner back in, and then buttoning up the battery. But other than that, it's pretty much ready for the next episode. Be sure to watch when I reprogram the clutch actuator with the iCarSoft OBD reader that I got. It should be exciting, and then I'll take it out for a spin. So be sure, if you like this content, hit that like, subscribe, and share button, and look out for the next episode of the 2009 Smart Car relearn clutch actuator video. Till then, see you later.